This Stasis Hunter build is the only build you will ever need in PvP. When using this build, anyone who tries to push you or even shoot you is not gonna have a fun time. Unless your enemies think it's fun to be frozen all the time. But yeah, I think we all know the answer to that. And all this build requires is 2 exotics that are basically made for Stasis. We have the Mask of Bacchus matched up with the krausstia 77k. With these 2 exotics also being matched up with the Stasis subclass, you're gonna be able to be super mobile and be able to freeze anybody you come in contact with. I'm actually deciding to make this build video because as of this season, aka season 22, we are now able to go buy our Stasis fragments and abilities and aspects without actually having to do the quests, which is huge for me because I hate questing. Yeah, I'm really excited to make this build video. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you do, make sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel for more videos like these. Without further ado, let's hop straight into the build. Starting off with why I chose to use the exotic sidearm known as the krausstia on this build. I chose it because the intrinsic trait for this weapon is very fun, especially for this subclass. You look here, LN2 burst it's called. If you long press X or whatever button it is on your console or PC, it's a swap firing mode after a final blow to enable a charged shot. So basically, anytime you kill any enemy, you hold the button and you load up a stasis crystal into your weapon. It takes a little longer to shoot it than a normal bullet, but you shoot at an enemy, and then you look here, you have liquid coiling. Direct hits with a charged shot will instantly freeze the target, and direct hits will freeze combatants and slow opposing guardians. So anytime you get a final blow on an enemy, it doesn't matter what type of final blow it is, all you gotta do is kill them with this weapon. You hold your button, load up the shot, and you freeze them. And they're frozen for quite a bit, enough time to kill them at least. And then after that final blow, you can do it again and again and again, and you can just keep going. As long as you get a final blow and charge up your shot, you can keep freezing enemies. And since we're on a Stasis subclass, there's gonna be a lot of freezing. So this just adds on to it and makes this build so much better, especially with this sidearm. Obviously, you don't have to use it with this build, but it's definitely a good choice. I've been using it for the past few days now. I've played a bunch of games with it, and it's honestly some of the most fun I've had in PvP in a while. Because we all know how annoying it is to be frozen, so let's do it ourselves. And then moving on to the Mask of Bacchus, I use this just because basically it replaces your Stasis subclass dodge ability with a longer range, faster moving shift that partially cloaks you, and after you shift, your Stasis and arc abilities deal increased damage for a short time. So basically this just helps our subclass because we're using a Stasis weapon, so it does some more damage, and the dodge is really nice and it's really hard to shoot you in, so it just makes you very mobile and works really well in PvP. But yeah, those are the 2 exotics I use and why I use them. Now let's move on to the subclass. I'm going to be starting with my aspects. The first one I like to run is Grim Harvest. Defeating slowed or frozen combatants will create a stasis shard. These shards grant melee energy when picked up by you and your allies. So of course this aspect works really well because we have the krausstia, which we freeze enemies all the time. So that just means that we're going to be creating a bunch of stasis shards for us and our allies, and we're just going to be getting a bunch of our melee energy back, which is nice because our dodge is really good to use. And then the other aspect I use is Touch of Winter, and it basically just buffs all of your grenades and increases their functionality. For glacier grenades, it'll add a stasis crystal and changes the formation. For dust fuel grenades, it'll increase slow field size and creates a small stasis crystal on impact. And for a cold snap grenade, your seeker will create a stasis crystal on detonation and chain 1 additional time, basically meaning you can chain more than 1 person. So it's really just a quality of life change for all your grenades, so that's why I like to run it. But the other aspects are also pretty nice. There's Winter Shroud, dodging slows nearby targets, so if you really want to be pushy and you want to dodge a lot, it's also a good aspect. And then the other one is called ShareAlike, which a lot of you know, but ShareAlike got a big nerf, so I don't really like using it anymore. So yeah, those are the main 2 aspects I like to use. Now let's move on to my abilities. Starting off, my dodge is really a personal preference. I like to run marksman dodge just because of the fact that it reloads my weapon, but you could also run gambler's dodge if you want to recharge your melee ability and be able to throw that more. And then for my movement ability, I always like to run strafe jump just for that directional control. And of course, stasis melee is withering blade. Also stasis shuriken at targets to damage and slow them. You're able to get multiple charges of these, which is nice. And then moving on to my grenade, I personally like cold snap grenade just because of the fact that it freezes on impact, sends a seeker that tracks out targets and freezes them, which is nice because I'm able to freeze people with my grenade. I'm able to slow them with my melee. I'm able to freeze them with my gun. And I'm also able to freeze them with my super. So basically a bunch of freezing in this build, and it makes it super fun to use. But yeah, grenades for sure a preference. You can use either one you want. Dust field slows them. Glacier grenade blocks damage and freezes targets as well. So really, I would just look through all these and figure out which grenade best fits your playstyle. Yeah, that's it for my abilities. Let's now move on to my fragments. The thing I like most about using Stasis right now is the fact that I'm able to use 5 different fragments. So it allows me to do a lot of customization. Starting with my first aspect, I have the Whisper of Hedrons. Dramatically increases my weapon stability, aim assist, airborne effectiveness, mobility, resilience, and recovery after freezing a target with stasis, which we will be doing the whole build with our weapon, our grenade, and with our super, which means that this is almost going to be always proccing for us. Second fragment I like to use is Whisper of Refraction. Defeating slowed or frozen targets grants you class ability energy, so basically you're just going to get your dodge back more often anytime you kill a frozen or slowed opponent. And then next I like to use Whisper of Conduction. Nearby stasis shards will track to your position. This kind of is a quality of life thing because not everyone really wants to look for the stasis crystals on the ground, so they'll basically just come to you, which is nice. And then next I have the Whisper of Chains. While you are near frozen targets or friendly stasis crystals, you take reduced damage from targets, which is always great for PvP. Taking reduced damage in any game mode is always nice, and since you're going to be freezing a lot of people, this is always going to be procced as well. And then my last one I like to use is Whisper of Rhyme. Collecting a stasis shard will grant you a small overshield, which falls off after 10 seconds, but collecting additional shards will add to the overshield and refresh the timer. So I just really chose to pick this because having an overshield is nice, especially since we're picking up a lot of stasis shards off the ground. So getting an overshield right after a fight is always going to be great because it'll help us with our next fight and increase our survivability. But yeah, those are the 5 fragments I like to use for my build. They all work really well together and make this build really effective in the Crucible. I'll quickly go over their name once again for you guys. The first one is Whisper of Hedrons, Whisper of Refraction, Whisper of Conduction, Whisper of Chains, and Whisper of Rhyme. Those are the 5 I like to use. Obviously, you can mix up yourselves. Mine's just kind of like a baseline and a foundation for you to build off of. But if you like my build exactly, feel free to copy it exactly. It's really up to you. But yeah, that's all for my subclass. Let's now move on to my armor mods. Starting with my helmet mod, I'm running 2 stasis targeting mods just to help out with my krausstia and its aim for target acquisition, and while also increasing accuracy and aim down sight speeds. My gauntlets, I'm running fastball for increased grenade throw distance, Stasis Dexterity for faster ready and stow speed for my Stasis weapon, and Impact Induction, causing damage with my melee attack will reduce my grenade cooldown. And then for my chest piece, I'm running 2 Unflinching Stasis mods for my weapon. For my legs, I'm running Innervation, which reduces my grenade cooldown each time I pick up an overpower. I'm running 2 stacks of those, and I'm also running Absolution. It reduces all my ability cooldowns each time I pick up an overpower. And then lastly, for my cape, I'm running Bomber, reduces my grenade cooldown when using my class ability, which we use a lot. Distribution reduces all ability cooldowns when using your class ability near targets. And then Reaper, after using your class ability, your next weapon final blow spawns an overpower. Honestly and easily one of the best mods you can put in your cape for PvP. Yeah, that's all my mods. All I would say is if you're not going to use krausstia, I would fix up the unflinching mods and the targeting mods for whatever type of weapon type you're using in replace of it. But yeah, that's all for my mods. I also want to talk about my stats I like to run for this build. I always run really high mobility, really high recovery, and then put the rest in intellect. Probably save room for about 20 to 30 resilience just so you don't get too messed up by things like hand cannons and everything, but definitely pretty high in those things. Definitely start from mobility, recovery, and then anything else in intellect. Getting your super back faster is always nice. And then lastly, my weapons. I already told you about my primary, the krausstia. I like to run it with a shotgun and a grenade launcher. I just like to be more pushy with this build, but of course you can replace it with anything you want. But I like to freeze people, either finish them off with this to get another freeze, or I just switch to my shotgun, push up, kill them really easily since they're standing still and frozen. But yeah, that's really all for my build. To end this off, I want to hop into some live gameplay for you guys so I can show you how the build works in action. Yeah, guess we'll hop into some Iron Banner so I can show you guys how it's done. Alright, hop straight into some Iron Banner for our first game. Let's go. I'm probably only going to play one game or else the video is going to be too long, and I don't want you guys sitting through all that, so I'm just going to play one good match and then we'll call it at that. Put my grenade right there. Got someone coming up behind right here. Got him. Let's get my freeze charged. I'll push right here. Get this guy coming out of his spawn. Boom. Froze him. My freeze back again. Let's charge that up. Ooh. Look at that. Oh gosh. Go down here. Oh, there's 2. Rotating. Oh, I'm so low, guys. Like in that situation, obviously I don't have enough time to kill him with my krausstia again, so I kind of had to push the shotty, especially since he was frozen around the wall. You kind of see how good the target acquisition is in that freeze. You have a lot of room for error for sure. Nice. Get my freeze again. I don't really care about that guy. They got him. I'm gonna look mid, see if I can freeze somebody. Like, look at that. Some pretty good distance. I don't know if I'm gonna kill this guy though. Nah, there's 2 of them, but yeah, you can see the distance is pretty nice right there. That was a good 10 to 15 meters, and he froze instantly, too. This weapon doesn't have that good of range, but when it's up close, it's honestly a demon. Weapon definitely thrives close range. I don't like it's a sidearm or something. Ooh. Get him. Get my freeze back. I know there's a lot to my left, so I'm gonna slide out. Ooh, wait. Froze him. Teammate pushing. Got him. Ooh. Oh, dang. I was about to get my freeze back. I'm kind of crazy right there, actually. Have my grenade. Perfect. Oh, get to him. My freeze. Kind of a waste, but it's okay. Oh, I'm so dead. I have my super, though. Death about my super on that point if they get close. Okay, I'm really low. Have my freeze. That's all I kind of wanted. Oh, wow. Nice. We're trying to throw this over here. I don't really care if it gets anybody, but let's chase him around. Oh, that's a solo super. Oh, he just killed himself. My stasis got him. Nice. What are we gonna do? Obviously, gotta grab this heavy. I'm gonna throw this last one. I don't really care. I don't want to take time away from my pistol. I can. Oh, nope. No. Might push up here. We'll see. Oh boy. This guy die. I'll take the final blow with that. I get my freeze. No, we're going this way. We're going around. What is going on right here? Come on. Have my freeze. Oh no. My grenade right there. Maybe get him. Oh. Ah, got one. There's just so many right there. Get my freeze. Other guy over here. Oh. Behind? Oh, they got him. Have my freeze though. Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? What do you do if you're that guy? Die. You just gotta die. Get that over there. I direct hit that guy. Let that chase him around. Hopefully pushing me on this side. Oh wait, behind. Thank you. Give me that freeze again. Oh, sleep peek. Oh, I'm so scared. Freeze him. We froze him. What's up, dude? Good game. We lost. Good game, though. I was just shotgun. Holy 87 rate. What the? Was not expecting to see that kind of numbers on that thing, but good showcase game for this weapon for sure. Let's go. Well, yeah, that's really all I have for my build video today. If you enjoyed this build and decided to try it out yourself, let me know in the comments how you feel about it. And of course, thank you for watching. And until next time, my name is Epoxy. Peace.